Here we go. We are live on our YouTube and Facebook as well. So yeah, people who tune, you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all love. We're going to be joined today by Gramps Morgan. I'm just going to bring him in right now. You know, Attraction, we've been waiting for this for a long time, right?
Yes, we have.
Yeah, for the second time he's joining us on EAVA FM.
Yeah, I remember the first time when we had a cool conversation with him.
Okay. Hopefully you can hear us, Gramps.
Yeah, man, hearing you clear. Can you hear me?
Push the button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go and get the faders on.
Yeah, man.
Can you hear us? We can't
Yes,
hear you just yet.
Yes, you can hear
He's
me.
in.
Are you in? Can you say a few words?
Yeah, man. Testing.
Yeah, man. Testing. We hear you loud and clear. Greetings.
Yeah, man. Greetings. First of all, let me apologize. I'm at an appointment, so I couldn't turn on the camera, but I'm seeing my two brothers. Big up on yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attraction. Can you put the volume up on Gramps' volume, please?
Yes, I will do.
Okay. Yeah, man. So how you doing, Gramps? You okay?
Everything is well. Yeah, we just wrapped the US tour here with Buju Banton and Stephen Marley, so we've been quite busy. Well, I have been quite busy because this is our solo tour, but it's been quite the venture.
Yeah, it's been a great adventure. Now, Gramps, you know, I do admire you. I remember talking to you some years ago, and you was with the group, with your friend, with your family group, Morgan Heritage. But you know something? Now, I've got to say this. Now, people are dubbing you as the king of country reggae.
Yeah.
What would you say to that?
I smile and feel appreciated, and you know it's funny at the same time. But it's better our people claim it now before somebody in Alaska or Russia claims it. You know, but it is nice that it was born out of the bush countryside of Jamaica, that sound that came from there, because of course in the pandemic we all know that on a Sunday and several times a week you can hear country music while Sunday dinner is being prepared in any Caribbean household. I don't care if it's Grenada, Bahamas, St. Vincent, Cayman Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana. You know, you had playing in the 60s and the 50s, and then you had, you know, gospel music playing, you had reggae music, but country was also part of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So it's a joy to kind of share, you know, the history of Jamaican music. And out of that, you know, you have many covers of country songs that have been done over the years, but no one has really kind of leaned on it and blended both. And it's done well. The album was created in the pandemic, and then shortly after it got nominated for a Grammy. But because of, you know, touring and everything was shut down, I didn't get to promote the album or go on tour, or, you know, it was kind of like just sit at home and do interviews like this instead of coming into the studio, which I look forward to when I land in the UK to come and sit down with you in studio.
Yeah, can I bring this to your attention as well? Now, I do know that you take this very highly, because explain to us about the Grand Ole Opry. Am I saying that right?
Wow, yeah, wow, you did your research. Grand Ole Opry. Well, the Grand Ole, I'm the first Jamaican reggae artist that has ever played in this venue. Now, the Grand Ole Opry goes back to the 1800s, probably further, where some of the greatest country artists have ever performed. And it's a venue where it's like the Apollo of New York. Well, the Grand Ole Opry is that in Tennessee, where people like Kenny Rogers, Garth Brooks, Dolly Parton, Charlie Pride, which is one of the first black country artists, and Jelly Roll most recently. Just some of the great country artists over the years. Chris Stapleton that sing Tennessee Whiskey, Dean Dillon, some of the greatest country artists that you can think of played there. And I got invited to sing there, so it was a big deal. They're like, this guy from Jamaica is coming to sing at the Grand Ole Opry. So, and it looks like they want me to come back there again soon. So it's a joy to know that, you know, I'm representing Jamaica, and more importantly, the entire Caribbean, because places like St. Lucia, country music big too, where a lot of people don't talk about it. So
Mm.
I'm excited to head down
Mm.
the road of this new adventure.
Saying that as well, right, Gramps, it's very important because obviously now you're recognized for that now, you know, and there is a market for it, you know. So how is the marketing going in terms of, you know, the reggae country music?
Yeah, we'll do a country reggae thing because I gotta tell people it's first a version of reggae that I'm creating. It's not a reggae country, cause I do rockers straight. So when you know that message
Yes,
and the history of
yeah,
Morgan
yeah,
heritage, a
yeah.
rockers will say for life. So
Mm-hmm.
that not really gone away. That is my DNA. But the whole country version on top of the reggae on top of my roots is why we call it country reggae. And it's going incredible. I mean, I'm playing for audiences that have never heard of even the music reggae. Strange
Mm.
enough, because we have some great artists that come out of the island of Jamaica. So for
Mm-hmm.
me to be an ambassador of my country, my culture, my music, my food is a joy. If you know, say this is something, it's a breath of fresh air. Even in the dance hall, them they play the songs and it's like, yo, people them like it and can rub a dub. Because everybody can
Mm.
book every day. How much time we're gonna just
Yeah,
rough and just
yeah.
rugged every day? Where is the side where we can reflect and think about God and relax and sit down as a family? So I want to
Mm.
be the soundtrack to that lifestyle where a man feel like he can go home and make love to his wife like a
Mm.
berries energy. We need more of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I do know that you've been working with artists from Hawaii as well. You know, So and they I've been playing a lot of their music. I'm promoting it. You know,
Hmm.
because people out there need
Which
to know about
ones?
these artists. Say again.
Yes.
You know,
Which one are the artists them?
well, some of them I can't even hold their name. Like one of them spelled Moil.
Oh,
I
Maoli. Maoli. Yes,
know, yeah,
man.
he's one of
Yes.
them, you know, and there's another
Yes.
one that you keep mentioning as well. There's another one as well. Those artists are making some brilliant art and brilliant music, you know,
Oh,
and
incredible. Incredible,
I
man.
can see that you got the influence with some of your music that you put out there, you know, from the
Oh yeah, well,
inspiration that these guys are doing.
Maoli was one of the first Hawaiian artist, so if you want to call it that. I
Mm-hmm.
call him a reggae artist and country reggae as well. He also does country reggae. But Morgan Heritage
Mm-hmm.
took him on tour many years ago. I think it was maybe 2016. We took them on tour. And, after that, he kind of just rebranded himself and kind of did that thing. So the country reggae sound has been something that has long time been on the islands. There's always been a love for country music across every island across the world where people relax and chill and you listen to some country music. It's a lifestyle. So people like,
Mm-hmm.
Maoli and Josh Totofi, which is
That's the
another
one.
artist,
Mm-hmm.
and then, but globally, people kind of look at me as the one that's, taking it to Japan and taking it to Ghana and taking it to Kenya and taking it to all different parts of the world. So I guess hence the name King of Country Reggae. But these are some of my students, because I've been doing the country reggae thing from maybe like 2012 on my second solo album. And then I also did
Mm-hmm.
a album called Reggae Gone Country,
Country.
which,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like Romain Virgo was on that album, Busy Signal was on that album. So, and this was way before, those guys, my friends, Maoli and Josh Tatofi, they were just doing reggae music. So the whole thing, this for me has been brewing for a long time in the industry. And I eventually there's going to be more than one country reggae artist, which it should be like any genre. It's not just a
Yeah,
Gramps Morgan thing or a Maoli thing
yeah.
it should be global. We should have some country reggae coming out of the UK, coming out of Guyana, coming out of Grenada, St. Lucia, and it's already started. In
Mm-hmm.
Kenya, there's a guy that does country reggae as well. So it's something that's going to be growing for a very, very long time, and I'm happy to know that it's making waves.
Mm.
Okay. No, that sounds absolutely amazing. You know what, the works you're doing is fantastic throughout. But you know what, I really want to hear about this UK tour you have set up. You know, it's one with yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the dates. You know, what is the UK expecting? You know, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be up and down
Oh,
the
yeah.
country. So tell us about that, Gramps.
Well, I'm excited. First of all, I want to big up just my brethren Richie and the whole team, Chris and Amo from Punch Records for taking a chance on this. Because let's be quite frank, this has not been done before. If you guys know of another country reggae artist that has toured the UK, please tell me. But I believe that this is going to be groundbreaking. I think it's going to be new for the same people who love reggae music and the people that love country. And if you're into, bands like Toots and the Maytals, you're into the Bob Marley, the Berries, you're into, the Kenny Rogers, and you've grew up on that type of music, this is going to be something for you that's going to soothe your soul. So big up to the whole team, first of all, and, the publicist that has came on board and tried to, get the word out there. I'm really, really appreciative. But they can expect nothing more than joy and something new. You know, when you meet a new girl, and you say, God, I can't wait to go up on a date with her.
Yeah.
That's what that's what this is about. It's like we're gonna go on a new date. Of course, you know the simple things. My DNA. So I'm from of the group Morgan Heritage. 'Cause we're not taking away. I'm still touring as Morgan Heritage, but made a promise to my dad and my brother to keep this going because they made me promise that don't stop because this is something that's going to be new. It's going to be um, innovative. It's going to be something fresh for the
Gramps,
Caribbean.
sorry to interrupt you there. We have our commercials every 30 minutes. And at 9 o'clock, our
Make up pay
commercials are
some
about to
bills,
start.
man. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
here we
Pay
go.
the bills.
EAVA. Sharing the richness of cultures. This is EAVA FM.
Get ready for a fantastic night of music and entertainment. The People Centre Leicester proudly presents Strictly ABBA, the ultimate tribute on Friday the 31st of July 2026 from 7 p.m. till late. Enjoy all your favourite ABBA hits plus a delicious three-course meal with both vegetarian and non-vegetarian options available. Tickets are just £30 per person. To book your tickets, contact the People Centre Leicester today on 0116 261 6000. Don't miss Strictly ABBA, the ultimate tribute, Friday the 31st of July at the People Centre Leicester.
Serving the community 24 hours a day. EAVA FM. English, Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Chinese, South African, Sri Lankan, Polish, Somali, French, West African, Arabic, Swahili, the voice of Leicester. This is EAVA FM.
Rally run on nations. Ooh yeah, with a sweet vibrations. Oh no now, rally run on nations. Ooh yeah, with a sweet vibrations. Oh no now. Greetings, this is Wayne MacArthur. You're listening to EAVA FM, your East African Voice Association, the multilingual radio for all nations.
Cricket Cities is here in Leicester, and it's not just about cricket, it's about building something meaningful with our communities. This year, we're listening first. Your hopes, challenges, and ideas with FM and the Leicestershire and Rutland Cricket Foundation will be out and about, holding conversations, co-creating visions, and showing what's possible when sport brings people together. Have you got an idea, or do you want to get involved? Reach out to EAVA FM or the Leicestershire and Rutland Cricket Foundation today. Contact us on sales@eavafm.com and let's make it happen together.
EAVA FM is a multilingual radio station serving the diverse communities of Leicester on 102.5 FM. For advertising and sponsorship, email sales@eavafm.com or call 07811 659 364. That's 07811 659 364. Serving the community, 102.5 EAVA FM.
Okay, people, we're back live on EAVA FM 102.5. We're here joined with Gramps Morgan. All the way, he's here. He's on the microphone, and he was telling us about the UK tour, and it's something special. So, Gramps, sorry to interrupt you there. But can you carry on and tell us a little bit about the UK tour? You said it's going to be phenomenal, something new that no one's ever seen before. So, yeah, just
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of storytelling, brother. As you know,
yeah.
that reggae music is one of the genres of music where we tell a lot of stories, and it's the same thing. That's why I call country and reggae music siblings, because they do the same thing, or cousins, if you will. But in country music, them tell a lot of stories of, growing up and experiences. And it's the same thing with reggae. Reggae, we call reggae music news. I will talk about things that you're not going to see in, on your nightly television, see on BBC every night. So it's going to be a new experience for them, and I think it's going to be very nostalgic as well, because I'm going to remind them and show them how the two genres relate, and as well remind them of them childhood. Cause I don't care where you're from, whether you come from Ghana, Nigeria, whether you come from Kenya, whether you come from Jamaica, country music must play in your household growing up as a child. And I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Indian, it was part of
100%.
good music. So me blending these genres, the sky's the limit, where I think it's gonna make a lot of country artists discover reggae music, and country fans discover reggae music, and a lot of reggae music lovers is going to rediscover country music and realize, say, yes, when Sunday dinner I make on my mother make rice and peas, that's what the music, that sound is what I heard as a child.
You
So
know
it's gonna be
something.
very relatable. It's
You
gonna be
know
very
something.
relatable.
You know something, Gramps. I remember growing up, and every Sunday, my mom used to cook her food and put on Jim Reeves.
There you go.
And
Okay, sir.
Jim Reeves is a legend when it comes to country
Yes.
music and stuff. Dolly Parton and the rest of them as well. So it's
Yes.
normal.
Yes, exactly. You see how you can identify? Well, that's what we want to make. It's like a refreshment of people because one of the things that I don't like when I see in society, especially in Jamaica, you see that the young generation, they get concerts, but the older generation is like, we are told like, oh, we are get old now, and you need to go sit down now and go grow a garden and plant some food or go fishing. But I think that the older generation still want to be entertained. They still want music, fresh music. So I think that I'm at the beginning of that point of my career to make music that solidifies that part of where an adult may get older, and still certain things, I hear about shut up and box up and cock up and them thing there, because you're a grown person. So I think when you saw the history of a Susan Boyle winning, what was the name of that TV show?
X
You know what
Factor.
I'm talking
Yeah.
X Factor. You
Yeah.
see that there's an audience that wants to be entertained, that would like to go have a cup of tea and some crackers and sit down and listen to some good music. So
Of course.
when I'll never forget that, and she really inspired me a lot to show you that you can have a music career where you can relax and sing. You don't have to scream after 45, 50 years old. And I think this is going to be something for Caribbean artists to really tap into, or any artist globally. And like I said, the experience that's going to be in Leicester and Manchester and Birmingham and London at the Jazz Cafe is going to be one that has never been done before. And the best explanation I can tell you is you're about to date a new girlfriend.
Wow.
You said the exciting word for us at EAVA FM, because Leicester, that's where we're based. So our home city is going to welcome you. So amazing. You know what? We're so looking forward to the show in Leicester at Two Funky Music Cafe. So big up yourself for coming to our city first of all. That's a big thing for us. It's a huge moment, and hopefully you can visit our studio here and we can have another talk.
I would love that. Done deal.
No, I would love to meet you in person.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually see you perform live, because we know you're at Reggae Land a few days before as well. So I know a lot of people there. You've got a
Yes.
show happening there as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll be there
Yeah.
on August 1st.
Yes,
You know
absolutely.
something, Gramps? You know, can I ask you about Reggae Land? Because I do
Yes.
know you have a really good opinion when it comes to Reggae Land.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because you were saying that you like the way that Reggae Land is done, the way
Yes.
it's got multiple stages,
Mm-hmm.
and the networking. You know,
Yes.
100,000 people in tickets sold out in matter of minutes. you know.
Yeah.
So, do you see that as a big platform
For reggae
throughout the
music.
Oh,
world,
absolutely.
reggae music?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think what that promoter has done, he has taken the history and the work of artists and promoters across the region and
Mhm.
put it on a level that we have never seen our genre presented before.
Mhm.
In the UK, especially, we've always seen that even, the great Sugar Minot's in big I remember they had a big show. I think it was called, I forgot the name of that venue, but years ago where Sugar Mine come up on the stage and Dennis run and mash up the place.
Mhm.
Um, so we haven't seen it on this massive scale in the UK. Of course, you see in Germany the Summer Jam. So I'm so proud to see that, on a level where our genre can be presented on this scale. I
Mhm.
mean, and
Absolutely.
when you reach there, you see the artwork, you see the Rasta culture, you see the dancehall culture, you see the jerk chicken, you see the red stripe. Like it's a
Mhm.
full Caribbean experience. And to see that, and of course, you have another one called City Splash, I think it's called, which is
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
incredible job. And
Yeah.
people in the UK, when you talk about our history, we need to be able to have something that, yes, our people can come, that the third and the fourth and the fifth generation can see where they come from without having to take a long trip to Jamaica. So I commend Reggae Land to say it's like the Disneyland of reggae, where you can
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
and
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're definitely right.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
so I commend them, and I look forward to one year when they can present me as a solo artist and present country reggae to these young artists that are in love with the Dexter Daps and the
Mhm.
Christopher Martins, and get a chance for them to see. And even the older generation can come out and sit down in the sun and enjoy. Cause you guys don't get the sun too often, So
Well, right
when
now we've
it's
been
Right
having
now,
some good weather.
it's
I'm
been
telling
good
you.
weather. It's been
yes,
good. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I just want to talk to you, Gramps. Tell us your relationship with Nashville, because you have a
Oh yeah.
strong bonding with that Nashville, and I believe you're there right now. Is that right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm live talking to you live from Nashville right
Oh,
now. And
wow.
I
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I moved here 14 years ago. It's something that happened out of the blue, right? It started, I was on tour with India Arie and John Legend at the time, and the musical
Wow.
director, yeah, I was the
My God.
opening act. I mean, this solo thing is not new now. I've been doing this from 2009. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
so it's a long, long time. It's just know that I'm really leaning on it now because there's a demand. People want to see it, and it's like this breath of fresh air, like, oh, I gotta see this. So it's just that it's time for it to enter the UK. So when I was on that tour, the musical director, a guy named Shannon Sanders, said to me, said, "Man, you need to move." At the time, I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and he told me that I need to move to Nashville. I said, "Why?" And he said, "Trust me, this place will change your life, and this city needs you." And of
Mhm.
course, we live in St. Thomas, Jamaica, back and forth between there. So Jamaica is always on the menu. But when
Mhm.
I met him, he told me that, this place would really kind of change my life musically, and it would just, mean a lot to him as well as a friend, because he was one of my best friends, still is. And from there, I just grew and became involved with the Association, with the Recording Academy, and learned about so many things in the Grammys, and was able to share and help to uplift my genre of reggae music and represent, because every other genre was represented in the Academy. And that really helped me help people like, the Jack Cures, the the Etanas, the Raging Fires, out of that, my life changed. I ended up getting like 15 Grammy nominations and 3 Grammy
Wow.
wins.
Wow.
So
That's a
it
phenomenal
just
achievement.
shows, yeah, man, and it just goes to show you that in life you can never stop learning. And it's after I moved there, I understand how it functions. Because a lot of people think that to get nominated for a Grammy is like going to the moon. It's not this far-fetched thing, but you have to educate yourself. And of course, got married here, met my wife. My wife's a scientist, Dr. Annabelle, which is a cell and developmental biologist from Vanderbilt University. And that's a whole nother fish. You guys need to interview her one day just to hear the
Yeah,
amazing
we
things
will.
that she's done.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she's done through medicine and being married to,
Mm.
a reggae artist. What a strange couple, a scientist and a reggae artist.
Yeah. You know something
So
as well? You've been mentioning a load of people, load of artists, but what about your son?
Yeah.
yeah, my son
Jamari. Tell us
Jamiri.
about your son.
Yeah,
We're going to
Jamiri, yeah.
Jamari.
Yeah, Jamiri's been doing some amazing work. Been coming on tour since he was a child. I mean, maybe from the past 25 years. He was maybe
Mm.
3, 4 years old. And I would bring him backstage and some of the other kids as well. But he's the one that kind of chose to do reggae music. Some of them want to do R&B, some want rap. And
Yeah.
Jamiri said, well, reggae me want to do, and he just leaned on that.
Like your father.
Yeah, and of course, he's been influenced by two major artists in R&B, just like his uncle Peter and myself, and
Mhm.
his auntie Una. As the singers, people like Chris Brown and Mario, he would listen to a lot and learn how to do that as well as Morgan Heritage Music.
Mhm.
And of course, with the passing of Peter, our everybody life changed in the family because no one was expecting that. And
Yeah,
before
that
Peter
was
passed, we had a show booked in Barbados.
Mhm.
So, he talked with his uncle Mojo, which I was totally against it, and, because to jump in the shoes of a Peter Morgan, it's like, my son, we're a size 5 and Peter's a size 14.
14.
So it's
Yeah.
like, how are you going to try to represent a vocalist like Peter, arguably one of the greatest of all time, across all genres? When you hear his vocals, there's nobody like him. Um, and singers like Peter come around every 30, 40 years. You don't
Mm.
hear that, especially in reggae. And you guys can count back Peter's range, his voice, his lyrical presentation. It's rare, you know. And I always used to tell him that, and he used to say the same thing about me. Him say, you, no, me say you, him say you, me say you. So we would go back and forth. So
Yeah.
Jamiri now is just somebody that in the family that dedicated himself, love music, and
Yeah.
then he's been growing every year. He's now in the studio now finishing up his new album with Damian Marley,
I was
fully
just about to
produced by
mention
Damian.
that. How is
Yes,
the project going? And it sounds
incredible.
amazing. I can imagine.
Oh, it is. I am just so proud to see, because a lot of times as a father, as a parent,
Mm.
we kind of hold our kids to a certain standard, right? And
Yeah.
hope that they
Yeah.
can perform the same way abroad as them do a yard. And Damien would call me several times and say, yo, your youth, but and I'm like, yo, please, come on, he's still growing. And what
Mhm.
they have done together is just phenomenal. When I hear the album, and when you guys hear the album when they release it, you will hear that Jamiri has truly come into his own and finally blossomed into
Yeah.
a budding artist. So I'm
Yes.
proud of him, and he's every now and then represents when Morgan Heritage have a show. He functions as the lead singer, but he's not an official member of Morgan Heritage.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get him on this platform as well, Gramps.
Absolutely, whenever you're ready.
We're ready. We're ready. We love what you're saying. The energy that you're talking about. This is fantastic for our listeners to hear some of the things you've gone really in depth about the music, how you feel, and it's just really great to hear. I think Leicester's in for an amazing show and an amazing tour with yourself.
Mm.
We just can't wait to see you here in UK.
You know
Yes,
something,
man.
Gramps? My name is Attraction Blazin. Now, I've been promoting your music, but one music that sticks out for me is people like you, because
Yeah.
the lyrics is so powerful.
Powerful.
How did you
Yes,
come about
sir.
that thing?
Oh, it's the pandemic caused it, you know. You know, when you get a chance to, yeah. And I end up singing a song that was written by Johnny Reid, an artist, which is a Scottish artist actually, that does
Mhm.
adult contemporary music. And the whole vibe was there was a shooting in Halifax, Canada, and it
Mhm.
was like a dedication song. And while we were working on the country reggae project, he said to me that I should sing the song. And when I sang it, it kind of just blossomed into something. I sent it to Irish and Chin radio station. I said, Chin, which I was my childhood friend. I said, listen to this record. Do you think this is too far fetched? Do you think our people would listen to this music? And he said, listen, man, Gramps, you have created something here. I don't think you know what you've done. And I said, what? And the
That is
song just took off from there. So for me, it's been a song where it's of dedication and reflection in life, you know, because we lost so many people in the pandemic. And a lot of times people come at people's funeral when them dead. And that's the time them remembering, even
Mhm.
seeing what's going on
That's
with
it.
Fantan Mojo. Nobody was playing Fantan Mojo music and his
Yeah.
support wasn't that great. I know everybody is posting pictures, but that's life. You know, they did the same thing with many others before. Um,
Mhm.
that was doing music and finally passed away. So it's something that I'm used to in our culture, but it needs to stop. We need to celebrate each other, and that's what that song is about. To say, hey, if you have a problem with your auntie, your brother, your co-worker, give them flowers now before they're not here in the flesh.
Yeah,
I
that
love
is so
that.
true.
I love that. I love that. We were speaking to an artist from Ghana, and he spoke really, really highly of you. And he goes by the name of Stoneboy. And he said
Oh,
so
that's
much
my
amazing
brother.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, Doughboy. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a lovely chat with him.
And he mentioned your name, and he says, "Yo, Gramps Morgan, you know what? He's my elder. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean?" So everybody that
Yes.
we speaks so highly of you.
Yes, man. But when you live good by the Bible, you know, and there's several books that teach us how to live properly with mankind. Books like the Quran, book like the
Mhm.
Book of the Maccabees. All these books have showed us how to live. And sometimes I wonder if it is difficult to be kind. Is it such a
Mm.
task? Is it a task to show love? Why is it such a task? And it's something I live with no matter what. Let's have a barbecue. Let's have a good vibe. Let's put on some roast fish and play some reggae music, some classic
Yeah,
oldies, and live good. So for
Yeah,
me,
that is true.
that is
That's
the
life.
mantra for me, you know.
That's life.
and you know what? Yeah, we've taken so much of your time. Thank you, Gramps. Do you have any final words?
My
I know you
pleasure.
have to go. I know you have to go. You're busy. You've got lots going on. So much music. The tour's happening. So, any final words?
I will talk to you guys again before the show. We have to talk one more time, and then I'm coming
One
in
more.
studio.
All
So
right.
we're gonna do one for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Trinity. And the Holy Trinity will be in studio when I arrive on the land of the UK, of the British
Yeah, man.
people.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And I remember a couple of years ago, you came on a live like this with Celebrity Health Club. If you do remember that?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's the same guys.
Okay.
You know,
Same
attraction
vibes,
and
eh?
beach. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
attraction and beach.
And Fredro joined us as well.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I
from
remember
States.
that.
Yes.
That
Got
was a
it.
big
Got it.
interview.
I know.
When you see our
I
faces,
remember
when you
now.
see our faces, you will
Yeah.
know. You will
So we're
know.
looking forward to having you in the studio. You know what? Let's arrange it and big up yourself every time for the positivity, the new music, and the new date, shall we say as well? Yeah,
The new date.
Yes.
No water
Absolutely, man.
in my whiskey. No water
Yes.
in my whiskey.
No water and a whiskey tour. Close out the show. That one, the man.
yeah, man. Blessings so much, yeah, man. Take care. We will
Much
see you in the
love.
studio. Much
Much
love.
love, Grabs
Irie,
Peace.
Morgan.
Irie,
Blessings.
Irie.
Manners.
So you know what attraction? That was absolutely phenomenal.
You know
We
something?
didn't even need the video.
We didn't even need a video.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know something? Talking to a legend,
Legend.
you know, and he says, you know, he's been nominated for Grammys and X amount, you know what I mean? But please, he's on a new direction.
Yeah.
Country reggae.
Okay. Tappy, I want to give a few shout outs before we switch off the live.
Yeah.
Hold tight, E.T., brother. Big birthday, I go on. Big dance. Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah, man. Respect, family. It was good to speak to you earlier. Hold tight, Donna. She says, my mother used to play Jim Reeves, Tammy, and more country artists on a Sunday mornings whilst cooking too. Big DJ 745 reggae interviews.
Large
you know what?
Yourself.
Large up yourself each and every time. Hold tight reggae promotion. They hooked up the interview for us earlier today with Lioness Africa. Yeah, so
she's lovely.
She was lovely. And I want to big up my guy as well. Sorry, he's locked in as well. Big bro, you know what? Sorry, yeah, man. Blessings. So yeah, just a few shout outs. But you know what? Massive shout out going out to Gramps Morgan. And he has confirmed people he's coming to and big up Culture D, you know, every time, brother. Yeah, you know what I mean? Culture. Yeah, man, lock in, brother. You need to come to station, studio when we have Gramps here as well, you know? So
and no doubt he will be here.
He will be here. So we're gonna lock off from the live feed on YouTube and on Facebook, but we're still on air 102.5 and Attraction's going to be here till 11 p.m. playing all the latest music. So yeah, just wave to the camera and say goodbye to the people. Yeah, man, it's the other one, that one. Yeah.